We are bringing awareness to the needs of people with developmental disabilities, giving people from all across the state the opportunity to meet with their legislators here at the Capitol, tell their personal story and the struggles that they go through. Many of these people do not have services, and so services to let them live in their own homes and be an integral part of their communities. And so they're on a 9-year waiting list. There are over 11,000 people on the waiting list. Some of the people here actually have services, and so they're here to communicate how good it is and how helpful it is, and that we need to expand those services to people who are on the waiting list, because they too waited for years and years, and now they have the services.
I actually have a son who is 8 years old. He has autism, epilepsy, and ADHD, and he is severely autistic, and he needs a lot of help and supports, and such as like the Now waiver. We're on the Now waiver waiting list, and that's the kind of stuff that we're here today to advocate for, additional funding for those waiver slots.
On behalf of the council and our staff, I want you to know how much we appreciate you coming out today from all over the state. It's so good to see a sea of yellow on these Capitol steps. I hope the music got you pumped up and you are ready to be empowered and ready to yell. So let's get this show started. I'm happy to introduce your MCs for today. Alicia Banks, a parent from Monroe, who is the Executive Director of Families Helping Families of Northeast Louisiana, and Chris Hebert, a self-advocate from Broussard, who is also a member of the DD Council. Alicia and Chris, the mic is yours. Yay!
I'm Christopher Hebert.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Alicia Banks from Region 8 Monroe and a mighty Lacan member.
Yeah. So Alicia, why are we here today?
I'm a little short. So legislators can hear our message.
What's our message?
People need individual and family support services to live in their own homes.
So what do we want?
To end the wait.
End the wait. End the wait. Hey ho ho, the waiting list has got to go. Hey ho ho, the waiting list has to go. Hey hey ho ho, the waiting list has got to go.
Thank you, and we're so glad to see all of you out here today advocating for those who are in need. And we want to make sure that you know that there are indeed legislators who are with you all the way in trying to make sure that, of course, that waiting list is cut short, money is restored, and that we can do whatever we can do to make sure that folks get services that they need in Louisiana. You are our most vulnerable citizens, and we know that. And we know oftentimes that you might think that we neglect you, but we as legislators aren't necessarily doing the neglecting. I just want you to know that. We do whatever we can to make sure the money is there, and we do whatever we can to put it in. Last year, you know, we put money in, and it got taken out. So we want to make sure that the money that's in there this time is going to stay in the budget, and that those waivers that are going to be slotted for this budget cycle will definitely come to fruition. We know that's not enough. We know that we can go farther, and we're going to do whatever we can to try to do that. I've got to get back to education on a very serious bill, so I hope you understand that I need to get down there. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. Y'all doing okay?
Yeah!
I don't know about y'all, but before we talk a little bit business, isn't it nice for us to be in some short sleeves and we don't have a coat on when we're not freezing? Isn't it good for the sunshine? Thank God. Y'all, I just want to come out here to tell you that I totally support our cause. And you know, being a person that I've been owning a drugstore since 1981, I see so many of you come into the drugstore, and sometimes it's, do I have to decide if I'm going to eat or pay for my medicine and what I'm going to do? And I guess the issue I just want to tell you is a budget is the priority of the state of Louisiana. And if you're not at the top of our priority, something's wrong. So I'm blessed to be able to handle Senate Bill 355, which is to help to protect our funding in the time of a budget cut. Thank you. We're going to need your help. You're going to have to educate everybody to understand what the issue is. And let's just pray. Let's work hard. Let's keep the argument safe, and we'll talk about the issues. But I want to tell you, for you caregivers, for you patients, for you families, for your grandmas, your grandpas, God bless you for what you do. And for people that don't understand your plight, we all could be one disaster away from being on these steps right now asking for help. All of us, every single solid one of us. So just keep up the fight, and what you are doing by coming here and educating us on what is important for our families, it helps. So never give up, never stop, and realize that great things happen in baby steps. So we're going to work together. We're going to have a good session. God bless y'all, and thank you very much for letting me be a part of your team. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate being here before you today. My name is Joe Harrison. I'm the state representative from Lafourche, Terrebonne, St. Mary, and Assumption, and a supporter of your cause. I say that because just recently, 10 months ago, we had our 5th grandchild, a Down syndrome child, a child that has all the love that they can possibly have, but needs the support as you need the support with your families. The one thing that I can say about Louisiana, they say we have a lot of bad things, but the one thing that we do have are families. We're the #1 family state in the nation, and that's what's been supporting you as your families. But it's time that we take this waiver system, put it in the priority where it needs to be, and help the families to give you the quality of life you deserve, and we're going to do that.
Good afternoon, LeCan. I'm proud to be here. My name is Randall Gaines. I represent St. John and St. Charles Parish, and nothing's more important to me than to fight to protect the quality of life and the welfare of the underserved. I want to commend you for taking on this courageous challenge. You have not surrendered. You have not retreated. You have stood fast to stand for what is right, to help the people who deserve our help. My heart goes out to the underserved. My heart goes out to those with disabilities. I will never, ever not take a stand to help and push your initiative and your agenda forward to bring about legislation that's going to help them to have a better quality of life, help them to have care in their homes where they should be, and we will continue to fight for this. Don't give up, don't surrender, continue the good work. You have my commendation, you have my compliments, and you have my support eternally. Thank you.
I'm Representative Jerry Brown. I represent District 22, which encompasses 85% of LaSalle, 100% of Grant, 35% of Natchitoches, 10% of Wynn, and 90% of Red River Parish. And like the other legislators, I support your cause. I think it's very just, and I think it's about time that we got up and supported the people who need it most, and you are. Thank you for being here today. God bless each and every one of you.
I know that it's hot out here, so I felt like it'd be best that I come out here to make my commitment. We have a great state. We have a lot of great opportunities, but we need to remember those that have the least, those that have the greatest needs. And this is a good opportunity for you to come talk to the people that will be making those decisions. I think that you have the right idea. This state is prospering, and we all here want to prosper along with this state, this great state of Louisiana. Those of you that are taking care of your families, I know about that. I've been there, done that. You that want jobs, I've been there too. I've needed a job, and I've been able to create jobs. So working together as a team, we can accomplish anything through hard work, dedication, and the Lord's will. Thank you.
Roy.
Here he is. Thank
Okay, well, nice meeting you. Thank you for listening.
Well, we got a beautiful day to be out here, and we're glad to see you here. This is your house, and you need to know that. I'm Roy Burrell from the state from the District 2 in Shreveport. I have Shreveport here somewhere in the house. Shreveport, Bossier, because I represent both Shreveport and Bossier. We're glad to see you here because your voice needs to be heard. I mean, sometimes for us, you know, we cry in the wilderness just like a lot of people do. But when we see these yellow shirts come up, we know that you are voters. And it's important that you exercise your right to vote and vote for people who support you. That's what it's all about. That's what democracy is all about. And the things that you're asking for is no more than what other people ask for. It's all about independence. You know, my good friend Dwayne Ebarb, he stays on me. Where's Dwayne? Throw your hand up, Dwayne. Yeah, Dwayne, keep us posted up there along with some of our others. Matter of fact, I met some of my other Shreveporters back here. And I want you to know we are there to support you and feel free. This is your house, whether it's on the Senate or whether it's on the House side. This is your house. And I'm saying that because you sent us here to represent you. So I'm here to do that. Just pick up the phone or tap my shoulders or either send me a note, and I do listen. Thanks again.
I just want to remind you, the Developmental Disabilities Council has prepared folders again with information that we can share with legislators that will give them specific actions they can do during this session to show their support for people with disabilities. Your LaCan leader has those folders. You need to get them when this rally is over and go inside and talk to any of the legislators from your area that you have not had a chance to talk to yet. But what are those actions that legislators can take during this session? Well, they can support and pass Senator Brad Mills' bill, Senate Bill 355, that will protect critical supports and services for vulnerable populations from drastic budget cuts in the future. If this bill does not pass, the services that we depend on will basically be the only thing that can be cut. Everything else will be protected. Legislators can support funds in the proposed budget that will enable the Department of Health and Hospitals to fill 1,000 vacant waiver slots and phase in 200 additional slots for the new opportunities waiver. Y'all, that's 1,200 people off the waiting list. That will be fabulous. Now, is that enough? No. So our shirts and our voices will continue to remind legislators that it's time, and a waiting list is not a service. And people shouldn't have to wait over 9 years to get services they need, right? That's not good. Okay, what else can legislators do? They can support the addition of $1.3 million into the budget for the Individual and Family Support Program in 3 areas of the state to provide vital services to those in the most desperate need. Those 3 areas, they're getting services cut. The reduction in this program has caused real pain for people. Legislators can also support the addition of $170,000 in the budget to restore the 34% reduction that has been made to the network of Families Helping Family Centers over the last 4 years. We heard Representative Smith say she's going to do an amendment to the budget for that money. We need to talk to every representative on the Appropriations Committee, ask them to support her amendment. Preserve our Families Helping Family Centers. Say it. Preserve the Families Helping Family Centers. They provide vital services. And then finally, they can support the addition of funds in the budget to adequately fund vocational rehabilitation services. Those are the services that provide people with disabilities the real opportunity to be supported in real jobs in their communities. So this is our message today. These are our messages and throughout the session, not just today.
Heard our speakers talk about the importance of your legislators hearing from you today. And after you go home, we heard your voices cheering on these steps, but it's even more important for your legislators to personally hear your voices today and throughout the legislative session. They need to hear your personal stories and what they can do to help. Thank you all again for coming, and remember, when you go inside the Capitol and advocate for yourself and others, you are the champions. Let them hear you roar. The home and community-based waiver, the biggest one is called the New Opportunities Waiver. It's a comprehensive waiver that, again, allows people the supports to live in their own homes, have jobs, be productive members of their society. And that's the program that there is funding currently in the budget to fill 1,200 slots, as they're called, for people on the waiting list. So the top 1,200 from the waiting list would get this assistance. There are also other services that people are advocating for. The Families Helping Families resource centers, there's one in every region of the state, and they're kind of a one-stop shop for people to get help navigating the system, get peer-to-peer support, education, and training. And their budgets have been cut year after year for probably the last 4 or 5 years, and they're really struggling with these budget cuts. So we're hoping those funds will be restored to the centers. And then also there's a program called the Individual and Family Support Program, and this provides a limited, how I said the New Opportunities Waiver was comprehensive services. Individual and family support is very limited, like somebody might get 4 hours a week of help. But it's that little something that helps people endure that 9-year wait. And that funding has been cut all over the state. There are 3 areas of the state that are have the lowest level of funding per person, and so we're really hoping that legislators will see that disparity around the state and increase the funding for those 3 areas. Capital area here in Baton Rouge is one of those.
Well, the consequences are for children that don't receive the services they need when they need them. Their disability can become more profound. The families struggle financially. Some people have lost their homes. Some people actually quit jobs so that at least their child can get Medicaid. And when you get on the waiver, if your income was keeping your child from getting Medicaid, you can get it. But if you have medical bills and things that you need insurance for, and it's a pre-existing condition, they can't. And you heard some of the folks here today talking about, you know, they would love to work. The adults would love to have jobs and work in the community, but without waiver supports and without vocational rehabilitation, that's not likely to happen.
How do you want the community to get involved?
Well, they can go to our website, the DD Council's website, and on it's www.laddc.org, and there is a I guess a drop-down button for LACAN, which LACAN is our grassroots advocacy network, which all these people here are members of LACAN. That if they join LACAN, it's totally free, no obligation. That will give them information of when the legislature might be voting on something that people with developmental disabilities care about, and just to educate people on the issues. Most people know somebody with a disability. And, you know, you don't have to be a family member or a person yourself who has a developmental disability. You can advocate just for your neighbors, your coworkers, your friends, and get involved because it's the right thing to do. I mean, you and I want to live in our own home and have a job and participate in community activities. Well, people with developmental disabilities are no different. And so it really is the right thing to do, to just give people whatever individual support they need so they can work, because they absolutely can and they want to work and be a part of their communities.